Hi, my name is Thomas M. Jones, and I just published my latest book, Rules to Live By, But Not Believe. There's a couple of questions that have come up that I want to answer because I think they're worth answering. And the first question that I want to answer is why rules? I'll tell you the truth, from my own experience, from the time I could think, I often thought, where's the instruction manual? How do I navigate this world? Everything is so arbitrary and so crazy. I need a basis from which to kind of jump off or to think from. You know, the thing about life is it gets very chaotic. And especially when we're in the throes of feelings and emotions, we go blind. We can't really see. And so I think it's very useful to have touchstones or philosophies or rules that you can kind of refer to that are helping to guide you toward the outcomes that you want and becoming the person that you need to be. You know, there's so many religions out there and dogmas out there and philosophies out there that insist that this is the one, this is the philosophy, and you need to embrace it, you need to believe it in order to live it accurately. And I think that is a pitfall of all of these religions and philosophies, because we demand that people believe it, that it has to become their truth instead of a reference point. And I think we're much more flexible when we say, you don't have to believe this. This is simply a lens through which you have to look. One of the rules is everything is meant and perfect and for your and everyone's highest good. Now, do I believe that? Maybe on a good day, but you catch me on a bad Thursday and I don't believe it. But that doesn't stop me from using it. When I look at life through that lens, it brings different questions than the ones that I would normally ask. You know, if everything is perfect and I've had a setback of some kind, I've got to ask myself, why is that perfect? What is that trying to teach me? Where is that trying to bring me? What is the possible outcome? And what is the possible benefit? I don't have to invest in believing it. I don't have to fight the fight in order to defend it. I simply use it as the tool that it is. You know, you don't have to believe a camera when you change the lens. It changes focus. It changes your viewpoint. And that's simply what this is. So, how does this help? It's a way of giving context and making sense out of what is often the insensible in life without having to assign belief or loss or sin or fault of any kind. Living a no-fault life of clarity and consciousness is really about getting the insight and information that's there. And I think that's what this book provides you with. We, as a society, as a people, as individuals, can find ourselves lost, not making sense of any of it. And if you have a set of rules that make sense of it, well, you're going to find your way a lot quicker and you're going to feel safer. So another question, how do I use this information? And I think you can use it immediately by looking at the events of your life through one or more of these philosophies. You know, one of the philosophies is I can't hurt another human being without hurting myself. If I look at that lens, if I look at that point of view, I'm going to be a little more careful about my actions in the world. I'm going to be a little more accountable. I'm going to be a little more aware of my interaction in the world, my relationship to the world, my effect on the world, and the world's effect on me. So once again, it gives insight and information. And I think in this world of confusion, those are golden. Those are the touchstones that we need in order to manage our way forward and create the life that we want to create. Another question, what is a resourceful state? There's a whole section in this book about resourceful states of mind. Well, what occurred to me as I was working with the paradox process is that we clear negative feelings and emotions. But what I've noticed about these negative states of mind and these negative feelings and emotions is they are not a very resourceful state of mind. Fear, anger, guilt, worry, doubt, anticipation, attachment, all of these are not very resourceful. They tend to shrink us rather than give us a feeling of expansion and possibility. But when you start thinking of the resourceful states of mind, happiness, joy, imagination, creativity, positivity, curiosity, all of these states of mind open us up and allow us to project forward into life, into that sense of possibility. And I've often said that happiness is predicated on how much possibility we have in life. If there's no possibility, there's no joy. If we're living in possibility, we get to see the joy in every situation we're in. We get to see the potential. We get to see the possibility. Look through the lens of these philosophies and these states of mind and see where it brings you, because I think you'll be gratified and surprised at how much power can be unlocked by these simple rules.